Hey guys, Chris here, back from C&H Small Engine. Got another quick video here for you guys. We had a machine in there this past couple days ago. Good old Silver Pro Series duraforce lawnboy machine here. This one has the self-propelled drive unit in the back as well too. These machines were made pre-2005, which means anything after 2005 and 2005 model year either had a Tecumseh, a Briggs, or one of the new cheap Chinese engines they have on the machines currently as well too. The customer called us up and they want to bring it over, and we took a look at it for him. He was having problems where the machine would simply not rev up, and it kept like dying out. And he also said after like about a half an hour's time, the machine started like going beep 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 beep, like running like the thing was missing or something like that. And we found out that he had actually two problems with the machine specifically. The first problem, got it right here. This is a ignition coil we got right here for you. Ignition coil was bad. It looks like somebody installed a Chinese knockoff one, because you can tell right here the actual the encapsulation right here is totally black, and the OEM R-Tech ones that are made in Germany actually have a red hued or red colored tint for the encapsulation here, if they're actual resin right here for that. So these cheap Chinese ones, they're typically purchased on eBay for like, I think like 10-15 bucks out there. And the genuine OEM ones, which we have on the machine right now, this is a test coil I put on here today. This one is a genuine R-Tech one. These things typically retail for about, I think about 50 to 70 bucks, depending on where you actually buy them from and the actual vendor you have. That's typical MSRP retail price, that one part. The other problem was he was having problems with the actual carburetor assembly on here as well too. We found out the guy's machine was surging quite heavily out here for that, and we took the tank off. Your tank's up here in the top right here. Took the tank off the machine, cleaned it out. He had a lot of debris. This you can see this real small stuff on top right here. So you can get a better shot here, but you can probably see it right now. See, it's like this crap right here. This crap gets up around the tank lid on here. You can fall down inside your actual tank and basically go to your carburetor and clog it up right here for that. You can see this real fine stuff right here on the actual self-propelled cover unit right here as well too. This crap can get sucked up and put into your tank if you not be careful when you fill up the actual tank right here for that. So it's always a good idea to make sure the area is clean, totally around the top of the tank. And if you do fill up with gasoline, make sure you take the cap off relatively easy, and it's clean around the whole lip on the top right here. Make sure this is always clean so this crap does not fall back down inside your actual tank. And clean off the actual lips. Just clean off the lip area right here as well too. This whole lip area all along here, just clean it up and do that and keep it nice and clean, because crap will fall down into your tank. Next thing we had to do here specifically was we had to take the carb off. Carb had to be rebuilt to spec. We did put a new needle seat, cleaned out the emulsion tube, cleaned out the main jet on there, got it all cleaned up. We also put new intake gaskets into the front portion of the carburetor over here, front portion, back portion, and that did the job right there basically. And the other thing was, let me see what else we had to do here specifically for that. We had to replace the actual upper and the half, the lower half portion of the actual carburetor here, because you have this gasket. It's like some kind of like a cardboard material. We had to replace that as well too. And we also checked out the lower crank seal on the bottom of your engine, because two-strokes are notorious for having problems if they start having a leaking seal on the bottom of your PTO, your crank down here as well too. So you have a seal on the bottom of your PTO down here. I'm saying, get a zoom in here for you. Okay, there we go. It looks a little bit better. It might not want to focus. I can't do anything about that, sorry. But you have a seal on the bottom of your PTO down there, guys. And if that seal is not sealing properly and it's like having gasoline coming down out, that means your lower portion of the crankcase is not sealing properly, and it's causing a lean running condition, which makes your engine run wildly. It'll be surging quite bad, or sometimes it might not even want to start and run right at all. So the seal looks good, no problem with that. The flywheel looks good, and we check that out as well too. But sometimes people do hit stuff out in your yard and put a new blade, so we always check the flywheel on top of the machine as well too. That was fine. The blade was okay on the bottom as well too, because it looks like the blade was relatively okay, no problem with that. So right now the machine's practically done, except we're waiting for a new carb, or we're waiting for a new ignition coil. I have a good genuine OEM coil I took off a machine about 5 years ago, so technically that coil is perfectly fine to use on a machine right here. Even though it's not a brand new ignition coil, it would still function perfectly fine. So we'll go ahead and fire this thing up here for you, and you can see it running. And this is how a machine should run typically if it's in relatively okay shape. So give me a couple seconds here while I put the camera down, and we'll go ahead and fire it up here for you guys. Hold on. Okay, I got started up here for you. Got it running. We'll go ahead and run it around the yard here. Go ahead and give it gas. Wheels are driving perfectly fine. No problems with the transmission cable. Putting a good load. It's running great right there for that. Low speed. And there's low speed right there. Has a teeny bit of slight surging right there, but I can't do anything about that because unfortunately these carburetors are plastic, and 9 times out of 10 it would have to be replaced in most cases right there for that. So we'll go ahead and gun it back up. There's high speed. And there's choke. There's choke position right there. Back that back off. And there's low speed again. Go ahead and put the driving position on here so you can get a better shot. Drive works great, even on low speed. We'll take it back over to the other area. Okay, there we go. Let me put it over in the shade here so I can get you a better shot of the machine, so it doesn't have all this crap and this glare in it. So put it back right there. Let me get the parts we took off here. I should mention that we did do some other additional work to the actual carb itself right here for that, so I can show you that right now. We did replace the actual wind vane. I call it the wind vane right here, specifically for your governor linkage assembly right here. We replaced the wind vane because this shaft on here is starting to get worn on here, and you can actually see it. It looks like it's slightly bowed on the one side right here. But these things, if you have an engine that's having a problem where it's gunning up real hot and then it comes back down, more than likely the shaft needs to be replaced on your carburetor assembly. Plus you should also replace your governor spring as well too, so always keep that in mind. If you have a carb that's like gunning up real hot, it's going then it comes back down after the governor kicks in right here. More than likely this carb shaft for the governor with the vane right here needs to be replaced, and it basically goes just like this on top of the engine with the air being pushed against it right here, and sometimes it may stick or bind down inside the actual carb. So always a good idea to replace this thing if you are rebuilding the actual carburetor as well too, because it's a relatively cheap part. It's plastic, it's going into another plastic piece, and they tend to wear over time because of the the vibration and the fact that it is a shaft going into another piece of plastic. So there's a possible of possibly warping over time because of the heat, you know, coming back from the engine. I'm not saying it's going to be a guaranteed fix, but that's what we found on this one specific machine right here. We did have to replace this one piece because after we did that, the engine speed was totally different, and we were able to totally control it using the throttle assembly up here for that. So that's everything we actually had today, guys. Like I said before, always buy a brand new OEM carb or brand new OEM ignition module, ignition coil for your machine when you are looking for parts. Do not cheap out and get these cheap Chinese black ones they have on eBay for like 11-12 bucks out there. It's a good idea to, you know, putting up the cash and get the genuine R-Tech ones made in Germany, because I can guarantee you for a certain fact they're engineered to operate, you know, specifically for your machine, unlike the cheap Chinese ones out there for that. So we'll give you another shot of the engine here as well too, plus the you know, frame and stuff like that. This is the variable speed, self-propelled, exclusive 4-in-1 versatility. This is the good old lawnboy duraforce, and there's your engine. Silver Pro Series duraforce engine, 6.5 horsepower, commercial grade engine. And we'll get ahead and shot of the actual decal tag for the model number and the serial number. Here you go. 10323. Let me see, zoom in here for you. There you go, sorry about that. 10323 with a serial number starting with 2100. And this one has the drive unit, as you see right here. Here's your drive unit, and here's your upper handle for the bell control and also the self-propelled cable unit. There's your drive cable right here, and here's your bell control for your engine's brake. And here's your speed selector right here as well too. Got the turtle for slow and the rabbit for fast. And your choke is all the way up the top right here for that. So in order to choke it, put it all the way forwards, back it off about a quarter portion, and you have your high speed, back all the way down, and you have your turtle for slow speed right here for that. I personally do not use the primer bulb because 9 times out of 10 you really don't have to use it out there. All it does is put air into the carburetor, and it's really unnecessary right there for that. Typically this thing should start if the engine is good with 1 or 2 quick fast pulls if the engine is in a relatively good amount of shape internally and externally. So if anybody has any comments, questions, whatnot, as usual, feel free to leave me a message here, and we'll try to get back to you within 24 to 48 hours with some kind of a detailed answer to your question. I'll see you guys. Have a nice day.